Mm-hmm. Okay. So today we are going to discuss this chapter. It is taken. So today we are going to discuss this chapter. What is happening? It is taken. So there was some network issues, I suppose. So today we are going to discuss this chapter. What is happening? Do you know how to stop this YouTube? So there was some network issues, I suppose. So today we are going to discuss this chapter. What is happening?
So should we leave this and you want to start again?
Yeah, now it is okay. I've got. Do you know? Yeah. Now it is okay. So
want us to stream the book also? Then you'll have to share the book.
Yeah, I'll make you the co-host. 1 minute. Huh? Yeah.
I'll open.
Co-host. Now you are a co-host. Okay. So this Tattva Gyan, lesson 6, 5 bhavs. So there are six kind of substances in this universe, and soul is one of them. Okay, our soul is one of them, and the main characteristics or the function of the soul is his ability to know and perceive. Okay. This ability is not found in any of the other substances, namely matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, time and space. However, in the presence of karma, the soul also exhibits certain inclinations. These inclinations are called bhav. And this can also be known as its distinctive disposition or asadharan bhav, uncommon attributes. Okay, in our textbook it is written as uncommon attributes. So this is why it is an uncommon attribute, because other substances don't have this quality in them. This distinctive dispositions is of 5 kinds, and we are going to study the names also, but let's first read the introduction part, and then we come to the 5 names, and then we are going to explain one disposition of similarly, all the 5 will be explained.
So the power stage is there only when we are in karma, not in the.
So out of these 5 bhavs, 4 are related to karmas. Okay. And there is one parinamic bhav. Okay. And that parinamic bhav is also called inherent nature. Okay. It is the inherent nature of the soul, that is parinamic bhav. It does not depend on karma. It is independent of karma. Okay. So first I will explain you, and I will also give an example, and then we will do some practical. So you will have an idea what are these 5 bhavs. In Jinwani, the bhav word is used for in many sense. It is used to denote existence. It is used to denote emotions, shubh bhav and ashubh bhav, auspicious and inauspicious sentients. Then attributes and modifications, okay, gun and paryay, are also called bhav. Then pure disposition is called shuddha bhav. And then we have delusions and passions called vikari bhav. So here in this chapter, the word bhav stands for the disposition of the soul in the presence of karma. Okay. So here bhav means, bhav stands for the disposition or the sentient, whatever. Okay. Sentiments. In fact, these are the sentiments of the soul in the presence of karma. The extraordinary inclination or the uncommon inclination or bhav of the soul that have caused, number 1, subsidence, number 2, destruction, number 3, both subsidence and destruction together, number 4, rise of karma, and these are all denoted by bhav. And the 5th one is, of course, the inherent nature of the soul, which remains unaffected by the karma. The other 4 are affected by the karma, but the inherent nature of the soul is unaffected by the karmas, is also called the bhav of the soul. So you need to understand that the word bhav is used in what sense, and accordingly the meaning also changes. So we read the introduction part first. Aditi ji, you only try. Doshi, Aditi ji.
The introduction, right? From the Jain community, right?
No, that is the introduction of the author.
Okay, so the 5 bhavs.
Yeah.
This is a sacred text, Tattva Surtha or Moksha Shastra. We are reading the 2nd chapter. The matter in hand is the uncommon attributes, inherent qualities of the soul. Those who are desirous of the welfare of the soul should recognize its inherent qualities, because one cannot understand the non-soul elements without understanding the soul itself. The well-being of those who do not understand both the soul and the non-soul elements is not possible. Acharya Uma Swami names the 5 inherent qualities as Opshamik, Shayik, Mishra, Shayoshamik, Audhik, and Paranamik. These are uncommon and intrinsic qualities of the soul and are not found anywhere else except in the soul. Acharya Amrit Chandra has analyzed these qualities in the 56th verse of the Panchastikya as follows. The rise of karmas with their power to avoid consequences of previous behavior is the Uday. Then remaining suppressed in their Upsham. Rise and suppression combined is Shayopsham, and their absolute absence is Shai. The quality that induces the stability of the substance is Parinam. That associated with Uday is Audya, Audyika. With Upsham is Upshamik. With Shai is Shaik. And with Parinam is Parinamic. Those that are associated with the four conditions of karmas are 4 Uday, Upsham, Shayopsham, and Shai. Where no karma is the instrumental cause except the nature of the substance alone is Paranamic Bhav. Disciple, I have not understood these fully. Please explain in more details. Speaker, I shall explain these separately. Try to understand and you will surely do so.
Okay. So let me explain this much first, and then we will take on one bhav at a time. So in this paragraph, the third paragraph, the rise of the karma with their power to avoid consequences means basically it is the fruition of the karmas of previous behavior. Okay. Is the Uday. Okay. So whatever in the past, whatever we have manifested the sentiments, accordingly the karma was bound, and now that karma has come into fruition, and because of that soul is undergoing different kinds of inclinations or the bhav. So the first one is the Uday. Okay. And the second, then remaining suppressed, is their Upsham. So Upsham means suppression. Rise and suppression combined is Shayopsham. So there is a bit of suppression also, and there is a bit of rise also. So this is Shayopsham. Rise, suppression, and absolute absence is Shay. Okay. So in the Shayopsham, there is little bit of rise, little bit of suppression, and little bit of absence. These three put together is Shayopsham. And their absolute absence is Shay. So we have Upsham, Shayopsham, and Shay. The quality that induces the stability of the substance is Parinam. Okay. द्रव्य का आत्मलाभ अस्तित्व जिसका हेतु है वह परिणाम. That associated with उदय is औदयिक. ठीक है. With upsham is opshamic, with shay is shaik, and with parinam is parinamic. Okay. So in this way, the 5 different bhav, okay, or the dispositions, these are the names. Those that are associated with the 4 conditions of karmas are Uday, Upsham, Shayopsham, and Say. These are related to the karmas, 4 conditions of karma. Where no karma is the instrument, where there are no karmas is the instrumental cause, okay, except the nature of the substance only is the parinamic bhav. So this parinamic bhav is unaffected by the karmas. Okay. This parinamic bhav remains constant throughout. Okay. All the other four keeps on changing, but parinamic bhav is unchangeable bhav. Okay. So we studied this 8 nays, 4 vyavhar nay and 4 nischay nay. Okay. Now tell me, parinamic bhav will come under what number? Can anybody guess?
It will come under Nichaya, I mean.
Which number? There are 1 to 8 numbers. Okay. So which number?
8th one. I think 8th one.
You name the number.
8th one?
Yeah, 8 number.
8th one, sir. Is it 8th one? Hello?
Yeah, 8. Okay. It is converted by any or any other thing. It remains as it is. 8th. Yeah. 8th one, the param shubh nischay. Okay. So this parinamic bhav, now you know, because you know the number 8, 8 nays. I got disconnected. Okay. So this parinamic bhav is unchangeable bhav. Okay. Now I'll show you one example. You see on the screen. This is my hand. Okay. So this is parinamic bhav. Okay. Now tell me, what is this? Which bhav is this one?
Upsham?
No. It is totally covering the parinamic bhav.
Audaik, no?
Audaik bhav.
Karma Uday, Audaik.
Audaik bhav, right. Now, if I do it this way,
Upsham, Shayapsham.
Shayapsham, right, very good. So in Shayapsham, little bit is open and little bit is closed. So it's a mixed bhav or Shayapsham bhav. And this is Aditi ji, you try. Aditi ji Doshi.
Shaik.
Yes, very good. No, this is Upsham.
Partly covered.
Yeah, partly it is suppressed. This is Upsham and this is Saik.
Nothing suppressed.
Yeah. Okay. So now you know all the 5 bhavs and its nature also. I'll give you one example. There was mud in the water. Okay. So I put in some medicines so that mud has settled at the bottom. Okay. So it is called Upsham because the mud has settled there. And if I get rid of all the muds, then it is Shaik. Okay. And if it is partly settled and partly active, the mud, then it is Shayapsham. And Uday, Odaik Bhav. So the mud is the Odaik Bhav, and the clear water is the Parinamik Bhav. Okay. So, you can see this chart I have shared today in the group. It is in Hindi, but at a glance you can have all the 5, right? So you see the third column, उदाहरण, जल में मैल का नीचे बैठना, okay? Suppressing of the muds is औपशमिक भाव. जल का पूर्ण शुद्ध होना, pure water, absolutely without any muds, is क्षयिक भाव. जल में कुछ मैल का अभाव तथा दबना एवं कुछ का प्रकट होना. So in क्षयोपशमिक भाव, that mud, some mud has settled at the bottom, some mud is absent, and some has been suppressed. So that is क्षयोपशमिक भाव. And औदिक भाव is the gandala jal, the dirty water, okay? And parinamik bhav is jal samanya, okay? Jal samanya means the water, the water part is the jal samanya, okay? So these are the examples for all the 5. If you want to see the example more elaborately, then also I will try 1 minute. So in a vessel filled with muddy water, if a clearing agent like alum is added, the impurities settle down. The water appears clear at the surface, but the impurities are not removed or destroyed. Such a state is subsidence, okay? औपशमिक भाव. Then the क्षयिक भाव. In the vessel filled with muddy water, if the impurities are completely removed by filtrations, the water becomes totally devoid of impurities. Okay? So this is क्षयिक भाव. And now क्षयोपशमिक भाव. The muddy water which was treated with a clearing agent earlier had its mud settled at the bottom. However, due to the wind or some other external force, the parts of settled mud started coming up. Now this water is clear in some parts and muddy in others. This mixed state is exactly what happens during Kshayopsham. And Odaik Bhav. The water appears dirty when it is muddy. So that is Odaik Bhav. And the last one, Parinamik Bhav. The molecules of water in case of muddy water never turn into mud. Okay. The molecules of water in case of muddy water never turn into mud. They remain as water irrespective of whether the mud is floating, settled, or completely removed. In this way, the pure nature of the soul remains the same irrespective of the state of karmas, and this pure nature is known as parinamik bhav. Okay, so now the example is more clear. Okay, so now we will understand each of the 5 bhavs, and then we will have some more details on this. So we start with औपशमिक bhav. Okay, so Aditi ji Jain.
Jajanind. Optimic bhav. By virtue of being spiritually minded, one gains some purity, and by suppression of the impurities of the qualities of faith and conduct, the opshamic bhav appears. At the same time, the suppression of darshan and charitra is the upsham of the karmas, and that associated with such a state of the karmas is called the opshamic bhav.
So you understood that the mud is suppressed. It is still there in the water, but because of that medicine that we have put in, it has settled in the bottom. Okay. So by virtue of being spiritually minded, one gains some purity, and by suppression of the impurities of the qualities of faith and conduct. Okay. Faith is darshan and conduct is charitra. So this opshamic bhav is connected to only monia karma. Okay. So out of the 8 kind of karmas, subsidence is possible only in monia karma or the deluding karma. So that deluding karma is of 2 types. One is darshan monia and the charitra monia. Darshan monia is faith deluding karma, and charitra monia is conduct deluding karma.
Sir, where is all this written about that mud and all that? We putting all the clearing the mud and all.
So this is from a different notes. Okay. As I told you other day that there is a portal coming up in English, and these articles are going to come in video form in that portal. So now we are bound by their contract. So they said this is an intellectual property right. So you cannot share this, but soon it will come on the portal. So I'm just reading from there, but I cannot share you the complete lesson. It has been very nicely written. So, but
because I missed that starting part, so maybe I can catch up in the recording then.
Yeah, sure. So this was about opshamik bhav. Now we move on to the shaik bhav. Shaik bhav and then the shayopshamik bhav, both together. Miss Shah, so you are Jainisha or what? Yeah?
Chinese.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, Jain.
So you read it now.
Shaik bhav,
Right.
the complete non-existence of impurities in the manifestation of any one attribute by leaning towards the soul, and the consequent emergence of the completely pure state is shaik bhav, the complete annihilation of the cover of the karmas at the same moment is the shay of the karmas. Should I continue, sir?
Yeah.
Shayopshamik bhav, the spiritually minded soul, by its own efforts, develops partial purity of the qualities of faith and conduct. That partial purity from the point of view of the quality of faith and conduct is called Shayopshamik bhav. The consequent rise and non-existence of the power of the karmas to avoid the consequences is the Shayopsham of the karmas. Considering the same from the side of the karmas, Darshan Mohiniya and Charitra Mohiniya karmas have their rise as well as non-existence at one and the same time. That state is called the Shayopsham of the karmas. Consequent conditions of the qualities of faith and conduct are called their Shayopsham bhav. Sentience, perception, and strength qualities of the soul partially show their effects, while partially remain dormant in the Shayopshamik bhav. These are found in all incompletely sentient beings. Audaic bhav.
So you see, there are two. So no, let me finish this too. We'll move slowly. So you see, in each definition, there are two viewpoints. One is from the soul's point of view, and the other one is from the karma's point of view. So you have two perspectives in every definition. So the first one is from the soul's perspective, and the second one is from the karma's perspective. So in the opshamic bhav also, if you see, the first one is from the viewpoint of the soul, okay? And the second one, at the same time, the suppression of darshan monia, charitra monia is the upsham of the karmas. So there are two things happening simultaneously. One in the soul, the sentiments being manifested, and the other in the karmas. So the karmas are considered as an instrumental cause, nimit, okay? And the thing that is happening in the soul is the principal cause, upadan. It is the upadan, and these karmas are the nimit, okay? So two things happening simultaneously, but both are independent of one another. One is a conscious substance, and the other one is non-soul substance, okay? So both are two different substances, but they have a nimit-nemitic sambandh between them. So the karma is the nimit, and the sentiment or the disposition manifested here in the soul is the nemitic bhav, okay? So the karmas are the nimit. So opshamic bhav, so the suppression of the impurities is the opshamic bhav from the soul point of view, and from the karma's point of view, the suppression of darshan monia and charitra monia karma is from the karma point of view. Similarly, in shaik bhav, you see two definitions, one from the soul. So the another name for shaik bhav, the proper English name is destructional dispositions. For the opshamic bhav is subsidential dispositions. You want to write, you can write down. Opshamic bhav is subsidential disposition. Shaik bhav is destructional dispositions, and shayashamic bhav is subsidential cum destructional disposition. So now we first understand the shaik bhav, or the destructional disposition. The complete non-existence of impurities. So all the impurities have been removed in the manifestation of any one attribute, okay, by leanings towards the soul, and the consequent emergence of the completely pure state is shaik bhav, okay? So consequent emergence of the completely pure state is shaik bhav. All the karmas, all the impurities have been destroyed. Now from the karma's point of view, the last line, the complete annihilation of the cover of the karmas at the same moment is the shay of the karmas. So all the karmas have been destroyed. That is shaik bhav from the karma's point of view. So two things happening simultaneously. Something is happening in the karmas, and something is happening in the sentiment of the soul. So there are two definitions, from the soul point of view, other from the karma point of view. Similarly, in the third one, Shayopshamik Bhav or the mixed Bhav, subsidential cum destructional disposition. Okay. The spiritually minded soul, by its own efforts, develops partial purity of the qualities of faith and conduct. That partial purity from the point of view of the qualities of faith and conduct is called Shayopshamik Bhav. The consequent rise and non-existence of the power of the karmas to avoid the consequences is the Shayopsham of the karmas. Now, this is from the side of the soul point of view. Now, from the point of view of the karmas, considering the same from the side of the karmas, Darshanmonia and Charitramonia karmas have their rise as well as non-existence at one and the same time. So there is a little bit of rise of the karmas, little bit of suppressions, and little bit of the destruction. So all these three put together is the Shayopshamik Bhav. That state is called Shayopsham of the karmas. Okay. Consequent conditions of the qualities of faith and conduct are called their Shayopsham Bhav. So basically the bhavs are the state of existence of the manifestation of the soul in the presence of karmas. Okay. So all these four, Audik Bhav, Shayopshamik Bhav, Shaik Bhav, and Shayopshamik Bhav, all these four have influence of karma. Either it is in the form of the rise of the karma, or it is in the form of absence of karma. But there is an effect of karma on the four bhav. Okay. But parinamic bhav does not get influenced by karmas at all. It remains constant. It is the number 8 that we had studied in Nishchane and Vyavharne, and it never got impaired in the first place, so it does not require to get pure also. It is pure from the beginning itself. Okay.
Rise of karmas is Uday, no? So Uday of...
Yeah, rise of karma is Uday. So, sentience, that is knowledge, perception is darshan, okay, and strength qualities, that is the virya of the soul, partially shows their effects while partially remain dormant in the Shayopshamik Bhava. So all these qualities, they have little bit of opening and the other part is covered. So some part is covered, some part is not covered, that is Shayopshamik Bhav. These are found in all incompletely sentient beings. Shayopshamik Bhav. Okay.
Sir, there in Opshamik also some part is covered and some part is...
It is suppressed. Some part is suppressed and some part is not covered. Okay.
So how do we differentiate in an example for the two?
So the mud.
You showed me this, but other than that...
Yeah. The mud in the vessel, when it is totally settled at the bottom, it is upsham bhav. Okay. But when slightly settled, slightly it has come up. Okay. And slightly some parts of water is not affected by the mud. So these three positions put together is Shayop-shamik bhav.
And then Shaik will be the mud in the water.
No, Shaik will be complete destruction of mud from the water.
So that is again completely suppressed mud only, no?
Not suppressed, it is destroyed. And there it is not destroyed, it is suppressed. It is still there at the bottom. But in Shaik, it is totally destroyed. Okay? So now you know the difference between...
If mud is complete,
Huh?
sir, if mud is completely destroyed, then it will also be parinamic bhav, right?
No,
There's only-
parinamic bhav does not get influenced by karmas at all. Whether the karmas are totally destroyed or it is not destroyed. Parinamic bhav is the unchangeable bhav. It is not influenced by karmas. It always remains constant. Okay. So parinamic bhav has no influence of karmas in them. So parinamic bhav is number 8. You now know number 8, what is number 8, right?
Yes.
So parinamic bhav is number 8.
Sir, if the mud, if the settled mud and top that clear water, if you remove that clear water is Shaik bhav. Can we say like that?
No, in case of Shaik bhav, all the mud has been removed and the water is clear.
Clear, yes. The clear water is Shaik bhav, we can say, no?
Yeah, but the clear water without mud, yeah? Mud is absolutely not there in the Shaik bhav. But in Opshamik bhav, the mud is settled at the bottom. In Shayapshamik bhav, some mud is settled at the bottom, some mud has come up, and in some parts the mud is not there. So all these three put together is Shayapshamik bhav. Shay, Upsham, and Uday. All these three put together is Shayapshamik bhav.
Sir, we can say...
Sir, in Shayop-shamik, all three are there, no, sir?
All three are there.
Sir, we can say in Shaik bhav that its water has been filtered and sand removed.
Yeah, water is filtered and mud has been completely removed. Okay, mud has been completely removed. So now we know the three types of bhav. First one was Opshamik, then Shaik, and then Shayopshamik. Now we are moving on to the fourth one. It's called the Audik bhav. Okay, the perverse behavior of the soul with the rise of these karmas is the Audik bhav. So again, there are two viewpoints. One from the soul point of view, the perverse behavior of the soul. And the rise of these karmas is the Audik bhav from the karma point of view. Okay. So rise of karmas is the Audik bhav from the karma's point of view, and the perverse behavior. Okay. So this Audik bhav is also called rising dispositions. Okay. Rising dispositions. Now we move to the last one, the parinamic bhav. Okay. So this parinamic bhav, without origination and disappearance, utpad vyay nirpeksh. Okay. This parinamic bhav is without origination and without disappearance, because origination and disappearance happens in the sentiment part and not the pure soul part. Okay, so this parademic bhav is the pure soul part. It is without origination and disappearance. Natural, it is natural, sahaj, and ever constant state of our being. Ever constant state means dhruv, ek roop rehne wala bhav is the parinamic bhav. It has no influence of karma on it. These bhavs have all the five bhav. Now the first one was opshamik. So opshamik is of two types. Then the next one was shaik. Shaik is of 9 types. Then shayopshamik is of 18 types. And the odik bhav is of 21 types. Okay. Here it is written 20. So you make a correction in your textbook. 21, okay, odik bhav. And the last one, parinamic bhav, is of 3 types. Okay. So the names are coming up.
Sir, can you repeat the correction?
21.
Hmm.
It is not 20, it is 21. So first one is there are 2 kinds of opshamik bhav. The first one is opshamik right faith, okay, or subsidential belief. And the next one is subsidential conduct or the opshamik charitra. So these are 2 types. The next one is shaik bhav, which is of 9 types. So the 9 names are given here. The 9 kinds of shaik bhav are omnisentience, okay, omniperception. So omnisentience will be destructional knowledge or omniscience. You can say omniscience. The next one is omniperception. So omniscient perception. The third one is omni-charity. So that is omni-charity or omni-gift is okay. Then there is omni-gain. Okay. So that is okay, omni-gain. Then there is omni-bhog. That is enjoyment. Bhog is enjoyment. Then there is omni-upbhog, re-enjoyment. And the last one is omni-vitality or the omni-energy. Okay. Then we have Shaik Samyaktva. So you see, omnisentience 1, omniperception 2nd, omni-charity 3rd, omni-gain 4, omni-bhog 5, omni-upbhog 6, and omni-vitality 7. So 2 are missing. You can write down Shaik Samyaktva and Shaik Charitra. So that is destructional belief and destructional conduct. Shaik Samyaktva or destructional belief and Shaik Charitra. Now
So what
the
is the first one? Shaik what?
Shaik Samyaktva and Shaik Charitra, or you can say Omni Omni belief and Omni conduct. Now the next one is 18 kinds of the Shayapshamik Bhav. Okay, Mishra or the Shayapshamik Bhav. So here four types of right knowledge. Mati Gyan, Mati Gyan is sensory knowledge. Then we have Srut Gyan, scriptural knowledge. Then we have Avdi Gyan, clairvoyance. And the last one is Manaparya Gyan, telepathy knowledge. So these are four types of right knowledge. Then we have three types of Agyan or the wrong knowledge. Those three are sensory, scriptural, and clairvoyance. Ku Mati, Ku Shrut, and Ku Avdi. Then there is three kind of Then there is three perceptions. Ocular perception, that is Chakshu Darshan. Then there is non-ocular perception, Achakshu Darshan. And then there is clairvoyant perception, Avdi Darshan. Then we have 5 labdhis, okay? Or it is also called 5 kinds of attainment. Okay, so these are Shayapshamik Dan. Yeah, so Shayapshamik Dan is gift or charity. Then we have gain. Then we have Bhog. Bhog is enjoyment. Then Upabhog is re-enjoyment. And the last one is Virya or the energy. So we have 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5. So 15, and now 3 left. So one is Shayapshamik belief, Shayapshamik right faith. Then we have Shayapshamik conduct or Shayapshamik charitra. And the last one is mixed conduct. Sanyam, Sanyama, Sanyam. Sanyam is also there and Asanyam is also there. So it is called mixed conduct. Restraint come non-restraint. Sanyam and Asanyam. So that is called mixed conduct. So 18 are done. Then we have 21 kinds. Okay. So there was a correction, 21. So now it here clearly mentions 21 kinds of the Audik Bhav are the 4 phases of life. Okay. Or the state of existence. Hellish, animal, human, and divine. Heavenly beings are called divine, and there is a hellish, celestial, human, and subhuman. Okay, so these are the 4 phases of life, 4 states of existence. The next is the 3 Vedas, 3 types of sexual cravings. feminine, masculine, and impotent, or desire to copulate with man, woman, or both. Then we have 6 leshias. Okay. So these leshias are called colorations. Krishna, Nil, Kapot. Black, blue, brown. Then Pit, Padma, Shukla. Yellow, pink, and white. So these 6. Then we have perverted faith or the wrong faith, Mithya Darshan. Then we have partial absence of consciousness. Partial absence of consciousness. Then we have non-abstinence and asiddhatva, not having the state of siddhas. So asiddhatva is imperfect disposition. Then non-restraint is asanyat, and ignorance is agyan, and then we have wrong faith. So 4 states of existence, 4 types of toxic emotion: krodh, man, maya, lobh, anger, pride, deceit, and greed. 3 types of sexual cravings. Then we have wrong faith, ignorance, non-restraint, imperfect disposition, and the 6 leshias. All this put together is 21. Okay. Then we have.
Sir, excuse me, that imperfect disposition, what do you call in Hindi? Mithya darshan, asayam, ajnana, then?
Imperfect disposition is asiddhatva.
Asiddhatva.
So what is leshyas? Leshyas.
So the passions, the passions keeps on changing. Sometimes it is intense passion, and sometimes it is mild passion. So to measure that what kind of passions are running right now, this can be measured by the leshyas. The Anantanubandhi, Apratyakhyan, Pratyakhan, and Sanjwalan, those are the different levels of passions, but that does not tell you whether the passions are intense or mild. So whether the passions are intense or mild can be known from these leshyas. We don't have any chapter on this 6 leshyas right now, but I'll take this chapter of 6 leshyas separately because you must know about these leshyas, 6 leshyas. So maybe we will have enough time after we finish this Tattvagyan part 1, and before the 10 Lakshan Dharma, we will have, I think, at least 2 weeks. Okay. So during those 2 weeks, I will explain you the leshyas, and in those 2 weeks, if you have any other questions also, that also we can take up. Okay. So now the last one, the parinamic bhav, these are of 3 types. One is jivatva, that is life attribute. Then we have bhavyatva and the abhavyatva. So jivatva is soul principle. 1 minute, please. So 3 kinds of parinamic bhav are jivatva, life attribute. It is also called soul principle. The second one is bhavyatva. Bhavyatva is endowment of capacity for salvation or endowment of capacity to attain liberation. Same thing. Bhavyatva and abhavyatva, endowment of incapacity for salvation. Okay. So three kinds of parinamic bhav. Thus, all this put together, these uncommon qualities are 53 in number. So 2, 9, 18, 21, and 3. All this put together is 53. Okay. So now there are some more information on these 5 bhavs. What is the benefit of the knowledge of these bhavas and what do they prove? So this is a very good question, but we will take this up in the next week, and hopefully we will finish on that day. It's a big chapter. All the chapters in Tattva Gyan 2 are more bigger than this. Okay, but never mind. It's all very simple. Okay, so we will close at here. You can note down here, and yesterday I gave homework for GM, and the last date would be 29th of this month. Okay, that is Tuesday. So you will get at least 15 days to prepare for that, and that will be doing live in the class, one after the other, in the same sequence as it is appearing in the chapter. Okay, very small things, so you have to just summarize it. And if you
We have to, sir, we have to explain what is that argyam.
yeah.
Argyam mein kya karte hain, that vastu ka.
Yes. And you have this chart also with you. So you refer this chart also and understand this chapter very nicely. 5 bhav. We'll continue